Hey guys, I hope you're very well today. So I had to make another video about something that I believe is worthwhile considering for all of us. And that has to do with the current state of the medical system. As you know, the current situation with the CV, I'm not going to use the full word, you know what I'm talking about. The current situation has been explained in such a way that that the medical system is completely refusing any natural cures and even pharmaceutical cures that are already existing on the market. As somebody who works in the medical system, I find it very strange and very disheartening to hear and be told by the medical officials, which are dictated by the government and obviously by the big pharma, that no natural remedies may be used to treat, prevent, or cure this particular virus. I think that is criminal and illegal, because all people should have the right of choice as to what approach to health they take. That means if you want to be treated with herbs and homeopathy, that should be your God-given right, rather than only pharmaceutical drugs or vaccines. I am pro-choice, and that means anybody who wants to take a drug or a vaccine, they're welcome to do so. But if somebody does not want to do something that they believe is harmful to their own health, I believe people have the right of choice and the human right to do what they choose to with their health and their physical body. So I find it really criminal and illegal that there are actually remedies that I am very familiar with, as I've been sent actual formulas from China, from Chinese hospitals, that actually have had a very high effectiveness in treating this current virus. Also, there is a lot of other natural remedies in homeopathy that work really effectively as well. And there is, as you probably heard, there is a drug called hydroxychloroquine, which was used with another antibiotic medication by medical doctors in New York and apparently in South Korea and China in treating this particular pathogen. Okay, so to me, once again, I believe that we all should have the right of choice, and if something works and something cures you and doesn't have any side effects, should it really matter whether you get cured with a daisy or hydroxychloroquine or you know, some plant that is natural and doesn't cause any harm to your body? What do you think? What are your feelings and thoughts about this? Because if we were to truly, in my opinion, if the governments truly cared about getting rid of this virus and this whole lockdown and so forth, wouldn't they want and wouldn't they care to try anything possible that works, even if it's natural, even if it's homeopathic? why is it that only pharmaceutical medications are being pushed, and pharmaceutical approaches like vaccines are being pushed? What do you think? How do you feel about this? Should we have the right of choice as to how we take care of ourselves? Or should we just give up our rights and do as we are told and put things into our bodies that are not necessarily safe for our health? What are your thoughts and feelings? Yeah, it's really sad, that this is happening, in my frank opinion, because so many people could be saved, and so many people could be effectively treated with natural forms of healing, from Chinese medicine, Chinese medical herbs, and supplementation, and homeopathy, and so forth. And yet those methods are being ridiculed, suppressed, and discredited, which is very sad. And as somebody who works in healthcare, I've seen quite a few cases of my own that of people who were not able to recover from Western medical approaches, who were healed with non-medical, non-allopathic approaches. So what does that tell us? Does it perhaps it's time for us and the governments to acknowledge that there is more ways to heal than one? And going back to the important thing about curing illnesses, a lot of the problems of this current CV pathogen are related to the fact that they say they don't know how to cure it. Well, the cure is not necessarily, personally, I believe that the cure is actually not looked at in a correct way. And what I mean by that is, in order to understand the disease, you need to understand the cause, the root cause of it. The old theory of disease is that all disease is caused by external pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, amoeba, parasites, and so forth. But is it really? Because the root cause of many diseases actually is not something that is properly being considered in the medical care, and I know that very well from my experience. Somebody who is trained both in Eastern and Western medical understanding of the human body and pathology and physiology, I would say that fundamentally you can't cure somebody if their body is already compromised, unless you correct the fundamental imbalances in the human body, unless you correct the deficiencies such as nutritional deficiencies, unless you correct and mineral, which means your minerals, your vitamins are at proper levels in the human body, it's very difficult to keep the body healthy. And if the body is under constant stress from environment such as from daily life, and also from like this whole scenario right now, and also because of the toxins in the food and the pesticides and the genetically modified food that is sprayed with Roundup and so many other toxic things, including Agent Orange as well. There's so many things that people are ingesting that make their body toxic and unable to actually absorb nutrients into their cells, rendering their bodies weak and unhealthy immunologically, and causes their bodies to age a lot faster as well. So unless the root cause is properly taken care of, which is fundamentally caused by overtoxicity and deficiencies, as well as lifestyle that people live, such as staying up late and all of the unnatural ways of living that we have implemented these days in our lives, it's very difficult to cure people. I mean, it's like telling somebody who hasn't had food for days to go and run a marathon. I mean, maybe they can do it, but that's very unlikely for a majority of people. So when the body is overwhelmed and deficient, it's very difficult to cure or treat many kinds of diseases, especially this particular pathogen. That is part of the reason why there's so many people who have died in the hospitals, because their body was already immunocompromised. And that's another topic, quite frankly, because it does require proper analysis to truly understand what people died from or what people died with. People don't die with something, they die from something. And there's a vast difference. You cannot say that somebody died from a heart attack when they were hit by a car. It's very simple. I mean, any intelligent person would understand that. And just because the person has had a heart condition doesn't mean they died from the heart attack, even when they were hit by the car, right? Anyways, I think most of you guys are quite intelligent and can understand what I'm talking about. Anyways, share your thoughts and feelings. It's always a pleasure to have intelligent conversations with you guys. Share my videos, interact, let's engage in some intelligent conversations and ask some good intelligent questions. I really appreciate your feedback and the fact that you've been you've been watching some of my videos, so thank you so much, and I hope you're very, very well, safe and healthy. So take care.